Since Gareth Southgate took charge, England have improved a lot tactically and look like a more balanced side, both defensively and attacking wise. And now it even feels like they can go the distance. They lost to Belgium on Friday, but that could well be a blessing in disguise for them. Because let's be honest, both Belgium and England played their B team to 1. Rest their players, and 2. Finishing second in the group gives them an easier route to the semi-final. Now that England have finished second, they only have to face Colombia in the pre-quarters and either Sweden or Switzerland in the quarters, both of which are relatively easy games. The Colombia game was certainly the more difficult one, but now that James Rodriguez is injured and will most probably not be facing England, weakens the Colombian side colossally. Now, even if James would play, England would be considered the favourites in that match, and they will most probably defeat Sweden or Switzerland because obviously England are a stronger side, and all of a sudden we have England in the semi-finals. Let's have a closer look at the tactics that Gareth Southgate uses. England play a 3-5-2 with Pickford at goal, John Stones as the centre-back, with Harry Maguire and Kyle Walker either side of him as left and right centre-backs respectively, Kieran Trippier as the right wing-back, and either Ashley Young or Danny Rose as the left wing-back. A three-man midfield of Dele Alli, Jordan Henderson and Jesse Lingard, with Henderson holding in the middle and Dele Alli and Lingard ahead of him to his left and right respectively. Harry Kane and Raheem Sterling as the two forwards, with Sterling dropping deep occasionally to bring the ball from midfield and create opportunities for Kane or even score himself. During attack, the formation looks more like a 3-3-2-2 with flexible wing-backs. In defense, England start with pressing high in the opposition half, much like Kane and Ali do in Pochettino's Tottenham. Even Sterling does high pressing in Manchester City, and Lingard and even Rashford have often pressed high for Manchester United. By pressing high, England hope to win the ball high up the pitch and attack quickly what would be a temporarily disorganized defense. Once their first wave of pressure is bypassed by the opposition, England quickly drop to a 5-3-2 defensive structure with the wing-backs falling back in line with the centre-backs, giving them a stable 5 at the back. The wing-backs press and close down the opposition wingers or full-backs. The biggest asset that England have is an exceptional world-class striker, Harry Kane, one of the best players in the world today. The wing-backs hold a key role in England's attack. Both Young and Trippier provide width to the attack and like pushing forward. Young even started off his career as a winger. Danny Rose is also a very good option at left wing-back, but he lacks game time for Tottenham coming into the World Cup. But Young started most of the games with United last season and was one of their best players last season, winning a few Man of the Match awards as well. The good thing about the wing-backs is that they stretch the opposition full-backs, leaving space between the full-backs and the centre-backs that can be utilised by Kane or Sterling and even Dele Alli and Lingard, who can make runs down the channels in the space left behind and make crosses and cutbacks for men in the box, mainly Harry Kane. The wing-backs always provide an option at the opposite flank. When England play on the right, Young is always free on the left, and when they play on the left, Trippier is free on the right. They can also put in accurate crosses inside the box, especially Trippier, so Kane and company can get to the end of those crosses and put them in the back of the net. Attacking midfielders Dele Alli and Jesse Lingard are constantly on the move and get into pockets of space in and around the box and are a constant threat for the opposition defense. Lingard's off-the-ball movement is one of the best in the world and is always a pain in the ass for the defenders. And Dele Alli is arguably the best creative attacking midfielder in the team, which makes them a great combo. Their movement allows Henderson, who is not renowned for his creative abilities, to find them in between the lines, and they can further create for Harry Kane and Sterling. Southgate may also play Ruben Loftus-Cheek instead of Dele Alli, or even bring you on as a substitute. Another positive about Southgate's England is set pieces. They are a threat from set pieces, be it corners or free kicks. They have players who can get to the end of crosses and corners. With inventive and innovative free kick routines, like the one they took against Panama, they can surprise big teams if they get past the quarters. England play out from the back with centre-backs who are more than capable of doing so, especially John Stones and Kyle Walker, are so used to doing that together in Man City that it's gonna be easy for them with England as well. England has strong, pacey and athletic players which will help in games that go beyond the 90 minutes. They have decent bench strength as well. England's central defensive midfield is their weakness. Compare Jordan Henderson with other central or defensive midfielders in this World Cup. He's nowhere near. England might struggle against teams with amazing midfield like Spain or Croatia, whom they might face in the semis, or even France or Belgium if they reach the final. They have a comparatively inexperienced side when it comes to major tournaments, and their decision making will be tested big time in big matches. Jordan Pickford is a very good keeper, but he has this weird tendency to parry shots into danger, and poaching strikers could score on the rebound. He needs to work on that. You can't get away with that against clinical strikers. Let's suppose England reach the semi-final. They will probably have to play Spain or Croatia. Most probably Spain. It's going to be hard for them to cope up with that sick midfield, the best in the world. But if Southgate adopts a bit more defensive mindset in that game and negates Spain's passing football with strong defense and wait for the opportunity and try to hit on the counter with the quick players that they obviously have, or even play long balls to Harry Kane, who could hold the ball and flick it to Sterling, Lingard or Dele Alli running in behind, I think England can negate that midfield that of Spain's. Because Spain kind of don't have a plan B as of now. They play the passing tiki-taka football, but England have the plan B in case they are struggling, and that is to move to type 1 football, put balls in the channels, let Lingard and Rashford run in behind the defense, or find Kane who could hold the ball or flick it to wingers running in behind. They are brilliant at set pieces. They could utilize that to their advantage with their comparatively taller players. We saw Spain struggling in all their games. They struggled a bit defensively against Portugal and had a hard time breaking the deadlock against the other two teams. If England reach the final, and let's suppose they probably face Brazil, but again, Brazil haven't been as convincing as they should be. They've had their nervy moments. Neymar is not at his best. He's probably not 100% fit yet. And if he picks up an injury, Brazil are gonna struggle. Moreover, Brazil's attack is lopsided and concentrated towards the left with Marcelo, Coutinho and Neymar. It's not as star-studded on the right. England have good centre-back and wing-backs on their right with Trippier, Kyle Walker and even Lingard tracking back. If you could nullify that left-focused attack, you never know, maybe England could do it. Maybe they could even win it. It could well go home, lads. Guys, please subscribe to my channel for more World Cup content and even football content. Like, share and comment. Thank you for watching.